Have you heard about Global Standard? Global Standard is a reference standard that civil society organizations across the world can adopt and implement to strengthen their accountability practices. Using 12 commitments, it embodies a dynamic approach to accountability, encouraging organizations to engage in a continuous two-way dialogue with its stakeholders. Now, I use the phrase dynamic approach to accountability. So what is this dynamic approach to accountability, or shall we simply say dynamic accountability? Dynamic accountability is a systematic approach to CSO accountability which is grounded in the meaningful engagement of organizations with all stakeholders, especially the communities that we work for. Dynamic accountability can help organizations achieve better results, get more buy-ins, and be more valued and trusted. To talk more about the importance of accountability and its need to be dynamic in nature, we have Mr. Methew Cherian with us. Mr. Cherian is the chairperson of Care India. In his career spanning over 4 decades in the social sector, Mr. Cherian has been at some key leadership positions at organizations like VANI, Oxfam, HelpAge International, Niti Aayog, World Economic Forum, and many more. So let's hear it from Mr. Cherian.
Global standards of accountability are necessary because it is a standard which has been tried out in other countries. The framework of work in the villages is quite similar across countries. In fact, we need to adopt these standards so that we can improve our own sector. Unless we can improve our sector, because there is nothing static about our work. Our work is dynamic and situation is changing from time to time, and if we have to improve, we have to adopt the global standards. Actually, in my work on accountability, I have always said that there are 4 major stakeholders. The first major stakeholder is the community whom we work with. If we do not have accountability to the community, there can be no other accountability. Our accountability has also to be to the donor, because they are the ones giving the resources for our work. But if we ignore the community and only look at the donor, then we will not be able to. We have that kind of accountability. We also have an accountability to the government. And the 4th accountability is we also have an accountability to the employees who work with us. At every level, if the staff are empowered, because very often the executive director is not dealing directly with the communities. There are people at the program level who are dealing with, and you might have heard something called a CRP, which is a community resource person, which is working in the. You have to empower that person to take decisions. So what CARE does is, and what I think the dynamic accountability framework also says, is these people have to, whatever the community needs a decision, should be empowered to take a decision at that level. They may make mistakes, that doesn't matter. Some mistakes can always be corrected, but that will be, in the long run, that will be better, and that will be a more dynamic framework to work on. The second thing is, I always maintain that there should be a rotation of the board. You can't be a chairman for more than 2 terms, and after 2 terms you will have to step down. You can become an ordinary member, or you can come back after some time. So rotation of board members is very important. Dynamic accountability is something which is a more ongoing process, intensive process. So when you're running an organization, if you have a policy of transparency, people should know what is happening within the organization. People also should know what is happening both at the field level and what is happening in the internal level and at the board level. There is nothing like secrecy, especially when it comes to voluntary organizations. And so we have to build up a culture of transparency. that communities also are able to express what they need to their immediate, to either the community resource person or their program implementer, whoever is there. And they also have a right to know what happened to their feedback, etc. And in all performance evaluation, or whether it is 360-degree evaluation or what it is, feedback is most important. Actually, we have to learn to give feedback and also to receive feedback. And sometimes it is necessary that some people who are in positions of power within the non-profit sector also go down to the village and take feedback from them. It is not that we want to spy on the staff, etc., but at the same time to receive what is happening. It may be positive, it may be negative, and we should learn to receive both positive as well as negative feedback.
I hope you were able to learn something meaningful from this video. If you did, then feel free to share it with your team members, volunteers, or anyone who might benefit from this. We've also produced 3 videos that talk briefly about the 12 commitments of Global Standard. The link to these videos can be found in the description below. If you have any questions, feel free to write to us at info@vaniindia.org. Thank you.